Welcome back. This is Crypto Surfer, and today in episode 29, we're going to talk about the crypto crash. So, in this crypto crash, basically all cryptos, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, they all quickly on last Friday just dropped like 35, 40, 45% into the holidays. And a lot of people panicked. But guess what? We did not. In fact, we told members in our premium chat that Litecoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum were all buys right here at 247 for Litecoin, Bitcoin at 13,000, Ethereum at 620. Um, and just a few days later, today, you see a CNBC mobile alert saying Bitcoin climbs back above 16,000, rallying more than 50% from Friday's low. Now, obviously, it was at the lows for like a split second. Like it went all the way down to I think it was 10,400. Um, and obviously getting to 16,000 is quite impressive. And so the key is here, when these things happen, not to panic too much. And actually, we when we gave a buy alert on Ethereum at 360, um, at buy alert at 360, and we sold it at 820 as we posted in our last blog post. And look at what happened. From 820, it crashed all the way down to like below 500, and we were able to issue buy alerts even at just over 600, and right now it's at 750. Now, there's no question that Bitcoin is extremely volatile, so you have to be, very cautious here, um, and just be able to stomach that kind of movement in volatility. If you can't stomach the volatility, then you've got to reduce your position size. So one thing that happens, why Bitcoin and Ethereum went up so much into kind of around December 20th, December 15th timeline, is because Bitcoin futures were approved. So that kind of legitimizes uh, Bitcoin in terms of attracting institutional investors. And And so what we saw happen was basically a sell on the news event. So the hype going into the event, Bitcoin prices went up a lot, and then shortly after the it actually became uh, announced, then Bitcoin and all the related cryptos just crashed. Since then, it's kind of gone back up. And now these futures, they're relatively new. So the two symbols that you have to be aware of, and that interactive brokers allowed for, are GXBT. That's the Gemini exchange for Bitcoin futures. Again, that's GXBT. And then the other one is from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, CME Group, and that ticker letter is BRR. So I thought it was BTC. I typed in BTC into Interactive Brokers, which is an online kind of platform where you can trade futures, and I didn't show up anything. And I did some research, and it turns out you have to type in BRR for Bitcoin futures. And so I think when it dropped like there, um, I took the opportunity to buy Bitcoin. Obviously trading some as well, and I think with interactive brokers, you can't just trade it directly. You have to actually get permission. So I'll create another video on and I'll talk about how to get approved for Bitcoin futures. Essentially, one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin futures. There is the leverage version, which is in groups of 5 Bitcoins, but that's kind of risky, unless you're like some big, heavy trader. For most people, I would recommend just sticking with one Bitcoin, which is already a lot, given the price of Bitcoin in the 15,000 range. So the cryptocurrency space is going to continue to be volatile. Meanwhile, the S&P just snoozing, not going anywhere, stuck at 2685. The issue here with buying options on this kind of movement is the value of the options are pretty low, which makes it cheap. So that if there is a move, then you can capture some good value. On the other hand, um, implied volatility is very low, so the options are cheap. So like if you try to short it and then you're wrong and there is a big move, that could go against you quickly. So um, easier said than done to kind of do like a iron condor here. Right now, it's the payoff is not very good. Um, that said, if it does get stuck, that you could make money that way. It's just that I I'm much better at uh, analyzing chart movements. So when they're actually moving, as is the case with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Um, Bitcoin, Ethereum, like the movement actually makes sense to me. Whereas the movement in S&P used to make sense, but now it's just kind of like just stuck there. So um, I have to kind of move towards where I see the opportunity, and right now the opportunity is where the movement is, and that movement is in the crypto space, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Um, I'll talk also about altcoins. There are a lot of alternative coins that could be the next Bitcoin. So if you think you missed out on the Bitcoin opportunity, um, well, for those who missed out on the Bitcoin opportunity, I alerted to members what I thought was going to be a big move in Ethereum, and that went from 360 all the way to 800 plus. Um, they're based on the chart pattern. There could be more. We'll see it, and I'll update accordingly as I see it. But there's also possibilities for other coins to make big moves. So if you're interested in that, I'll keep members updated there. Um, certainly, I've have my eyes on certain ones, and I'm invested in some, and also kind of stalking them to see how they perform and researching more to learn more about them. So as I learn more and more about this cutting edge new stuff, I'll be sure to report to you guys the important things that you need to know so that you can understand the space and make money in crypto. With that, I'll catch you guys in the next update, and good luck trading.